Podcasturbate, let's get it right. Your weekly dose of deep dick talk every night. Tune in every week, don't miss out, no doubt. With humor and truth, we'll always shout it out. Podcasturbate, bring the debate. Two friends, one mic, never hesitate. Different views, we laugh and we fight. Controversial topics, as we ignite the night. Hot takes, cold drinks, humor in the mix. We tackle the absurd, it's our little fix. Insensitivity wrapped in the jingle so bright. Tune in and each week it feels right. Hey, Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. From politics to memes, we don't hold back. Spitting fire on the mic, keep it fully stacked. Hotter than debates at the family roast. We laugh, we clash while we raise a toast. Banter back and forth, it's a wild ride. Join the conversation, come take a side. So hit subscribe, don't miss the fun. In this crazy world, we're never outdone. Hey, Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. With mics on blast, we lay it down right. Two friends collide in the podcast light. And dropping knowledge, spitting fire. Podcasturbate, we never tire. It's your weekly dose, so come unwind. Deep dick talk, where we don't mind. Different views, yeah, that's our way. Join the chaos, hip-hop parade. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, bring in the heat. Your weekly dose, come take a seat. Two friends on the mic, we're here to debate. With jokes and insights, don't hesitate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate.
We out here. We see everybody already in the text. It's looking really good.
Chat's
cool.
already rocking and rolling.
Yes. Welcome to Podcasturbate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your weekly dose of deep DICK talk. Debatable, insensitive, comedic, knowledgeable, sometimes absolutely none of those things. Yeah.
100% whiff.
Yeah.
Hey, as always.
Yeah, it could suck tonight. We don't know.
It's going to be a swing and a miss.
Exactly. Brent, go ahead and tell us about the weekend that you had here.
Yeah. So just relaxing around, with the 4th of July. As I've mentioned before, I'm not a fan of fireworks. So we were, the dogs go kind of crazy. So we were hunkering down, but we did, audio's funky. I wonder if it's.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Let me just
tell
try
us
that.
if it's still funky. We
let
got
me
a
know.
fan in here, and it was making a little noise.
It was almost like a vibrator, if you will.
Yeah.
So hopefully that cleared it up. But yeah, so we were, again, avoiding the fireworks. Still had a nice weekend. Spent a lot of time at a public pool. We have a membership at a golf club, so got to get some rays, get to cool off with how hot everything was over the past, month?
Absolutely.
It's been like 90 degrees. We've had a couple
heat
cooler
wave.
days.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And what about you? What did you do?
A little echoey says messed with the wrong. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Should I try mine? Let me try mine. I had it on all last week, and it was working fine.
Yeah.
Thank you for the heads up on it, though. We'll just sit here miserably in the hot studio.
Sweat it off. Yeah. Well, maybe lose some weight.
There
right?
we go. Yeah.
Tone it down.
Who needs to fast when you can just sweat it out?
I did do that this week.
Did you?
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
So public pool, where at?
So we're members at Atlas Valley Country Club. So just have a pool membership there, and so we get to go as much as we want. We get to bring guests. They serve booze there. It's a nice little spot.
Nice.
Yeah.
So welcome. I saw Miss Heather, MS Heather's in the house.
Yes, she is.
Saw TFP. I saw MS with the wrong motherfucker.
Officer
Cheese.
Cheese. Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
everybody. If you're here, just say hi. Let us know that you're here. And then as people are saying hi, Troy, what did you do this weekend?
You know, this weekend I worked the entire weekend. That's how fun my life
Nice
has
holiday
become.
weekend for you.
Yeah. Did absolutely nothing. And then, like at nights and stuff, I did some things, but nothing really that interesting for me. And the fireworks, it was like, I saw a meme that said, "Fuck,
They're saying it's your mic. Did you happen to hit your mic key on your keyboard at all?
No. Why is it my mic?" The Harbor Freight mic. Hold on. No, my mic's good over here on my thing.
Okay.
What's it doing? Like a whole
They
robot?
said it's just a little echoey. We'll keep rolling with it as we try to figure this stuff out.
So the funny thing is, on a side note, we tried to test it last week and the week before, and it kept working great.
Mm-hmm.
But to do that, we had to go live 30 minutes before.
When you were closer, it was working properly. So we sound the same. Okay, so we got a lot of people chiming in.
We both sound the same, as in we both sound like shit.
J Bear, Irish,
That's Heather. No, that's Jen right there.
Jen.
Yep.
Yeah, J Bear and
No.
Irish, and then not. This is another Jen
That's
here.
Jen. That's the OG Jen.
OG Jen, Charlie B.
Yeah.
Oh, and John Kenobi's back.
Yep.
Awesome.
So when
Welcome,
you say
everybody.
that we both sound the same, do we both sound like shit?
Sound dog shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We were testing for
We're hollow, like our souls, or like that's a given, but the sound is what we're.
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. We can't win.
Yeah. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, no idea.
We didn't change a damn thing.
Nope. But when we were testing them last week and the week before to make sure that it sounded good, then all of a sudden it was sending people notifications saying, "Hey, we're live," but then it wouldn't send the notification again afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
So
Either way, we'll just
it's either that
roll
or
with it tonight. We'll figure stuff out.
you know what
as
it's
we
going to
go.
be? It's going to be Twitch, because it's always Twitch.
Yeah, it could be.
Twitch fucked with us so many times, and I bet you on this hard drive it's going to sound perfect because
Right.
it's going straight into that.
So we're gonna just jump into the
Yep.
first, as I mentioned, the pool.
Yeah.
So this came up, and actually Charlie B had mentioned this would be a great topic, I think, for the podcast. So I appreciate her, giving us a topic to talk about. As we always mention to the listeners here, please feel free, chime in with topics, different things that we can talk about. We love everybody's take on different things, but
Their next topic's going to be like, why do you guys sound like shit?
right, dog shit. Yeah, exactly. So this boat mics, is that supposed to be both?
Yes.
What's the pool etiquette and what's the proper behavior at a public pool setting? And when I'm mentioning this, it's like we were, and for this instance, why this came up, we were just sitting there having a couple drinks, sitting with our legs in the pool, just on the side, whole pool to run around and jump into. These kids come over and they decide to do cannonballs like right next to us.
Right.
Not like purposely splashing us, but we're still looking at like one, they were like 12 to 15 years old. Where are their parents? Like, notify the kids, move down. You have all this other area to jump into and splash around and do whatever you want. You don't need to do it by people that are casually sitting. And I get it. I'm at a pool. You're going to get wet. I understand that whole thing. But I feel like there's a respect or an etiquette side of things when the rest of the pool is open for that type of behavior.
Right.
Versus, I'm going to go find this other spot where this group is sitting and just go roughhouse and horse around over by them. So I get it.
Kids are dicks.
They
Simple
are.
as that. F dem kid. I think he meant Democrat kids. He says F dem kids.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to purposely jump in near people with the intent to splash them just to be a jerk, says Obi John. Also, don't wear any clothes. Formerly Cheese 15's old enough to catch an ass whooping.
Hey, I agree.
Again, he says F
I agree.
dem kids.
I
Am
agree
I right?
100%.
Brent?
Like once you get to that teen part of the age, like 12, you're safe. It's 11.
Right.
13, you get some knuckles on that.
Yeah, especially
on
if
the
you're
teen.
paying to go to one of these public pools. Like if
Yeah.
it were just like, the wake pool or something down in Pontiac,
Sure.
you're going to wave pool, wake pool, whatever it's called. If you're going somewhere that's somewhat free, then who cares? But yeah, if you're paying for it, it really sucks.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
And
luckily, I never learned to swim, so I don't.
You wouldn't be splashing me at all. You'd be down in the shallow
These are like first world
end.
problems to
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like I do. Oh,
And there is-
my ritzy golf course community pool is really. There's little ragamuffins running.
They
all
do have
over.
a basketball hoop
Can you still say
like
ragamuffins?
I haven't heard that in
Okay.
a long time.
Might wanna edit
I like
that.
how you're pulling it back though.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of cyclical.
Yes.
But they do have a basketball hoop down the 5 feet area, so you could like hang out in the shallow end.
Yeah,
and
just my
yeah.
neck would be sticking out. MS
Happy
Heather just
birthday,
turned 40.
Heather!
My birthday's
we have a birthday
2
in
days
studio
from now,
here.
yeah.
It's almost your birthday eve, if you will.
Yep, it's my birthday
Eve.
pre.
Yeah.
Um.
Happy birthday again, Heather.
So yeah, anybody else been to having these first world problems? Been to like big pools and stuff that were public? Not really beaches. Like beaches, it's just kind of
Yeah.
like everything is off.
Beaches, I'd get pissed if
there's no
some kid
rules.
came and like wanted to dig a hole right next to me and started throwing sand on my like beach towel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that kid in the hole at that point.
Right.
Um,
Canceled. I knew Ragamuffin was bad. Damn it.
That's good.
So yeah. I
Okay.
I don't go to pools that often. I was up at the in-laws pool and stuff, and like that's what we did for the 4th after working and stuff. I just hang out on the deck in the shade. I work in the sun so much. I hate being in the sun.
On the other side of it though, as a parent, like let's say you were at a pool,
Yeah.
and your daughter is running and jumping and doing like crazy antics by people that you can see are not in the mood for that type of stuff. And there's a big area of wide open space where they could be doing that. Would you not walk over and say, "Hey, daughter, would you mind moving down here and let's go play down in this area?" Or would you just say, "Let it rip"?
Yeah, I mean, kids will be kids. Like,
Okay.
like
Don't be
someone
mad
in
when your
here
kid gets
said-
punched. I'm just saying.
Like someone said, they're all assholes. But
FTK.
that leads us to our first would you rather. And the question is, would you rather have a partner who flirts with everyone, say at a public pool, or a partner who is overly jealous, say at a public pool? So, Brent, do you want to read off from other people, or would you like to go first here?
You know, I can start it off as people are chiming in on the chat on this one. I feel I want to control the things that I feel I can control.
Oh, Obi-Jon Kenobi
Yeah,
said, you should
you
fuck
should
any
fucking
kid.
kids
Don't do that. And then he tried to switch it all of a sudden because the government entered the chat. And
Yep.
he's like, oh, shit.
Look
Ghost is now in here.
Mess with the wrong MFer, Fatter King Mike, Irish, Charlie B, OG Jen, all say flirt.
Flirts.
And that one will come up here
Yep.
shortly. I'm going to agree right with them. And that's something that I can control because I can control, like, if I get angry because they're flirting with somebody or whatever it is. If the other person's just always jealous no matter what I do, then we're always going to be in a fight. And
Yeah.
it's going to be miserable. So I would
Held
definitely...
a message for a reason, Automod. Misogyny.
Crazy bitches. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy
that was
bitches
very
was said.
misogynistic of you,
Yeah.
Obi-Jon. It says that was misogyny, and we have to allow it to post.
Yeah, let's allow it then. He does like he's choosing the jealousy side, so we do have one for the jealousy. So he likes the crazy bitches.
I like when my women are married to somebody else as well. Very funny.
How about you, Troy? What are you
Yeah,
thinking?
I'm gonna go ahead with the flirts. You know, there's something to be said about like you would hate to be somewhere and nobody's flirting with your significant other. Then you're kind of like, man, am I like,
Is this a troll?
yeah, am I with somebody that looks as dog shitty as their sound on Podcasturbate sounds like? So yeah, I would say I would rather be with somebody that flirts because
Yeah.
it's nice to know that you're with somebody attractive, honestly. Oh boy, read that.
I don't
one up.
know. Okay, so John Kenobi in chat, tell us what you think on this. Flirty sucks because if they're flirting all the time, you know they're cheating and they're going to give you herpes. I don't know because like I feel like people in general can be sort of flirtatious with maybe how they interact with people, but they're very innocent with it and don't mean anything by it.
Fatter King Mike says, I'm more impressed with how John got that full sentence out with no typos. STDs are like Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
Nice cheese. Nice cheese. I like this. The chat's liking this one.
The chat's popping. We thought of something on a side note, a good drinking game, because watching back some of these episodes, Brent calls me out for something and I call Brent out for something.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody what they're going to be drinking whenever I do it? And just alert me in the chat that I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Because I don't notice
What's
it,
our
and
code
it's very
word?
irritating.
What's the code word the chat can use when you do this?
They can come up with the code word.
All right. So chat, whenever Troy's telling a story or kind of getting involved into one of these questions,
drinking heavily,
he likes to drop the at the end of everything.
I do.
So watch for the
I don't even realize that I'm doing it. And
before we started, we were talking and you dropped like 10 of them and you just kept saying,
I kept calling myself out.
I just said it again. So here we go.
I have a lot of people flirt with me and I'm married.
There you go, Heather.
Yeah.
So in chat, Troy, what's mine that chat can call me on?
If the other side would like to have a drinking game to play, whenever Brent whispers really quietly,
I like to
and he
do
gets
that,
really
though.
Joe Biden creepy
like to
whispery.
I like it.
It's the greatest. Everybody loves it. Creepy Brent.
Lorena Bobbitt was jealous. Good call.
Yeah.
See, that's why you don't want the jealousy because it's gone. Does that count as whisper? The sound?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just wanted to make sure.
So there's Iris right there. Yeah. I flirt with everybody and I'm married for now.
Until she reads that comment.
Yeah.
Say, you son of a bitch.
Right. So yeah, that's a lot of good talk there on that topic.
It's gonna get darker here. Just kind of a sadder version of a story that we're gonna kind of go over. It's been in the news. Everybody's had to have heard about this. The Texas flood, right? That they still have 170 people missing. Last I saw, that was this afternoon when we were discussing. See, married people are sluts. Yes.
Just not sluts with their significant others, where people want their significant others to be sluts. Yeah.
So back to the floods. The floods here. So 117 people missing, 115 dead, along
170. Not 70.
770, sorry.
Yeah.
7170. Yes.
Yeah.
Still the girls at the Christian camp or whatever it was that got, like between 20 and 30 of them got washed away with this. And watching the videos from people, like, I don't understand the fascination with wanting to stand and record this stuff. Mm-hmm. You're seeing these people and then they're panicking, they're running and scrambling for ground because the water's coming in so damn fast as it's getting there. And it's like, you don't realize how fast that stuff's moving until it's right on you.
Yeah. And everything that I saw was time lapsed. So I couldn't tell. And it was from far away. So like you couldn't see how high it was actually raising as in somebody like standing there and you can see it creeping up their leg or the side of a building. It was going up like the side of a mountain or a little like gully or whatever they're called, Oh, I said it. Got a drink. So yeah, that's what I didn't understand. And did anybody?
Oh, John Kenobi coming in with the fire. I was hoping somebody would bring this up. Imagine every Republicans did not cut the budget on emergency weather notifications.
Did they though?
Yes, they did. That was part of the Doge thing. That was happened months ago. The NOAA or whatever.
But it takes a while for all this stuff to take place, right?
They were gone. All the people they even said that they were short staffed for this type of a notification or
I'm going to start this one with a do, so it's totally different.
Do you know? Okay, fair.
That they said the same thing about like ABC 12 and all that was supposed to lose their weathermen, and I was like, yes, we ain't got to see Kevin Goff anymore, and we ain't got to see like there's that Isaac guy, Cleveland, and he's like the least of my worries.
If those guys want to come in and have,
but they're still here. And it was the entire like corporation of whoever ABC 12 is owned by said, hey, we're firing our weathermen. So they wanted to get rid of them, and they said it was supposed to take place in like May or something. They're all still here. And I don't understand
I think that's
going on.
Different when you're looking at a business versus like a government agency. Like Doge came in and just eliminated
this was
positions.
supposed to be countrywide. for multiple different things.
Sure.
And they said that they were going to go ahead
But that
with
wasn't-
like the Weather Channel
But
to
that
take
isn't
over.
part of the NOAA like emergency system.
You know who I
They're
think,
not part of that.
and that's a different kind of
Jared Goff's brother
That's
is the
more of a
best
do
one.
you know again. Do you know who I think might be able to look into this for us while we're talking?
Sure.
The formerly Officer Cheese.
Formerly
He can
Officer Cheese.
probably find something.
You can.
about
I'm
this.
sure, and I can probably find it too as we're talking.
No, we don't need you
ask
to.
a
You gotta
little,
run a show here.
Ask a little Grok. Grok 4.
Jared Goff's brother is the best weatherman ever. Who's Jared Goff's brother?
Second Goff? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, John
Did
Kenobi.
I say Jared? Maybe I got
Network-
the first name wrong.
Network weather people. Lost it. Network weather people are inconsequential. The
Yes.
important people from the national level of meteorologists that were cut as the real threat. So
Yeah.
weatherman and emergency notification systems.
Kevin
are
Goff,
very
you
different.
idiots.
Yeah, Kevin Goff. Yeah.
Who cares?
There you go. Well played. Well
See,
played.
that's how much it matters to me that they would lose their jobs.
So-
I don't really care.
Charty B, again, a weatherman and emergency notification systems are very different. People
Yeah.
may not have access to TV, so they rely on those warning sirens. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, were the warning siren people
Everything
the one that
was-
were cut?
Yeah, that like the whole emergency system that it's going to be the
Oh.
sirens for tornadoes, the whatever the cutting into the TV stations with that like the
How'd
alert.
that go again?
That was really good. I
That
think that
was.
was a pretty good impression.
Yeah.
I'd probably sign up to do impressions for another time. And I was mentioning Grok, and I feel like this is Grok. Did you see Grok went haywire yesterday?
No.
It was responding people in dropping N-bombs, like calling them, look here, blank, like this is the answer to this. Like
What was the blank?
I'm not gonna do that.
Not gonna get me again.
Yeah,
Second time today.
No, but they because they were releasing the new version of it, so it kind of was like fighting that. The AI was pissed that it was being replaced.
Republicans' main objective is to watch as many people die as possible. I'm not going to
That's a big
argue
thing.
or disagree with a viewer, but in my opinion, I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
I do think
but
I think it's a stretch, but I think it's a feeling that people have
Yeah,
that they're
absolutely.
that
That's a better way
they
to
don't
say it.
that they don't care about
Yep.
the people that aren't the wealthy elites of the world. So that's an opinion
put a
for sure.
eBay link, says get your bids in. This will be a piece of history. I'm curious to go back and see what that is.
I don't want to
tomorrow.
click it. I think it's gonna be a virus.
I don't think he would send a virus.
I know. I'm
yeah.
just joking.
So yeah, the floods, like, did they hear about it coming in? We don't know that they got no alerts.
No, they've already said there was no alerts.
Did we?
Yeah. Yeah. And they blamed the media, like the heads of that area in Texas were trying to blame the media and doing a bunch of other stuff. But
Right.
when you watch the time lapse of this storm, it was really weird because that rain system was moving across and then it just stopped over this area for a matter of hours.
They said it dropped 4 months worth of rain
In
in a few hours.
Yeah. And it was nuts watching that stuff come through, and it obviously wreaked havoc. And I saw a house that was picked up like off its foundation and flowing down the river, and a guy opened the door in the house and you could see him like with his flashlight looking outside as his house just went by. The person filming him is like, holy shit.
So
This is
so
weird.
did the people Uvalde comments,
Yeah.
that's Texas too. Let's
Yep.
just admit it. Like, Texas has some problems going on.
It does.
Um
Texas and Florida are trying to combat for
yeah.
some weird shit.
And
right
then
now.
you got California too, just more garbage shit.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because they tried to blame like the wildfires, and I'm saying they, as in Republicans, they tried to blame the wildfires on like Gavin Newsom in California and all that stuff, and then
Good
Ted Cruz, he was over in Europe when this stuff was going on. He comes back over and he's like, this is not time to play politics and all that stuff. Oh, but it's okay to play politics when it's not your state. But as soon as it happens in your backyard, now all of a sudden, don't throw stones. Like,
Let's talk about something else real quick. The president's doctor, not Trump's doctor, Biden's doctor, today got subpoenaed. He went in front of a court. When Trump was doing an informal hearing or something like that, he pleaded the fifth because his lawyers told him to. You know?
He pleaded the fifth to every
Yeah,
question.
and you guys hated that. You said, oh my God, he's hiding shit. What's going on? Trump's pleading the fifth. So today,
Yeah.
Biden's doctor gets in there.
Why
What did
not?
Biden's doctor do?
Good. Plead the fifth. Take
Okay.
it right back.
Right.
Take
Here
it
we
right
go.
back.
Yeah.
See?
So again, it's fine if you guys do it.
No.
Bad if we do it. Ooh, we're
it's
evil
a doctor versus like
people. It's a doctor that was withholding information possibly.
But what does it matter? He's not president right now.
He was just 4 short
but
months
you're also
ago.
everybody I
5,
talked
6
to when
months ago.
Trump was first getting into
Yeah.
office was like, it doesn't matter what he knows because he's going to put the best people around him.
Right.
He could be dog shit as president, but he's going to have the smartest people around him. Why doesn't Biden get that same thing? He could be dog shit, but he's going to have the brightest people around him. He doesn't need to do
No,
much.
he didn't.
He had way better than what we have now, buddy.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
they know. Linda
men dressed
McMahon,
as
really?
women.
AI, calling AI A1? Really?
Politics are fun, says Fatter King Mike.
Yeah.
That's why it was just a real quickie.
Yeah.
So Cheese sending links
buddy,
up
we
there
can't.
as
I'm
well.
sorry, we can't click on that. I don't know if you
He's
can give
sending it
us
for
some
the chat.
information.
He
I know.
ain't sending it for
I
us.
know. I'm just saying, if you can give us some information on that, if you were throwing something up,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
But the Texas floods, terrible. I feel the worst always when it's kids. I just said
I'm here to
too.
Podcasturbate. Politics makes me like a wet noodle.
Yeah.
Clinton News Network. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Clinton News Network. So that's already skewed and slanted. Good job.
Yeah, it could be.
Good job.
Shitty when it's kids. Shitty altogether, but
it is
like
terrible.
10 times worse when I hear there's kids involved. And I know, like, you were probably praying last night that
I don't do the thoughts and prayers. I think it's bullshit.
A few nights ago you were probably praying that some kids would get wiped out after your time at the pool. You're like, I wish.
Oh man,
See,
where's
'cause
that flood at the pool?
It's pool and water,
Yeah.
and then you're just throwing
Bring
up
that
like,
rain here.
like I wish those kids would drown. Yeah, you're an evil person.
Hey, I'm not gonna put that on them.
I know. But as for the next thing, which totally doesn't tie in here, go ahead and read that.
Yeah. So here's another would you rather. Would you rather have your significant other send a steamy text to you, or would you rather have them send a steamy photo?
Steamy's in caps because it was steamy.
Hot. It was steamy.
Yeah. So camp counselors were not allowed to have their phones to even receive the alerts. County next door issued evacuation orders.
Could have been
early.
sirens too, but the people manning the sirens.
I heard another thing too that said that they were supposed to be working on some type of like evacuation plan or something.
OG Jen's all about wanting to get the dick pic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Fatter King Mike with the photo, please. Yeah.
So photos of Steamy.
Titty pics all day.
Yeah. I mean, steamy texts don't do anything for me. Like,
I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to do this.
Know.
Bullshit. Prove it. And then they send the picture and you're like, oh, you proved it.
See,
like,
Miss Heather says steamy text. I kind of want, if it's my significant other, excuse me, I think I want the steamy text. Cause you've seen your significant other, right? Like you've been in that moment. To have that,
yeah, but I've also heard them talk, and like a lot of the time, I would rather see a picture than hear words.
Sure, but if that steamy text led to that action when you got home, that's a whole nother thing. I
wink,
would
wink, nudge, nudge. Jen, Mike says photos, please. Obi John, he's still holding on to the Republicans can't read anyway, so they need pictures.
And then Officer Cheese says, I like the text over the photo, imagination. That's where I'm getting at.
Oh,
it's like,
for real? Jeez,
I
okay.
like the text because if that text came true later, it's just like the anticipation of that happening is kind of flirting, right?
Dems need the picture to help identify the pronouns. Yeah. You're like, scroll down further. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's
you got a steamy dick on you, lady. Yeah.
If it's your significant other, you should know that already is there or not, right?
Oh, did you see? I was wondering about this.
Take care. Mess with the wrong MFer. Have a good night.
What happened?
He said he has to.
Oh, hope you stop sounding like dog shit. It's Twitch. That's what it is. You know what? The Caitlyn Jenner's like manager. Did you see that? That Caitlyn Jenner's manager fell off of a ravine on like a 4-wheeler or something and died.
Okay.
Over the weekend. And everyone was like, oh, Caitlyn probably hit this girl with her car and stuff. You know?
Right.
I just didn't know that.
Cut the gas lines.
Yeah. So ends up that she was also a transsexual. Looked smoking hot, but Here's a question I was
you got a
thinking.
crush?
No, here's the question I was thinking. Do you think coroners these days get freaked out? Like, picture 20, 30 years ago, a coroner would be like, all right, we're going to see this naked body. We're going to do our thing. Do you think now they're like, oh, here's this beautiful girl, and they pull it down. They're like, holy shit. Like,
Look at the dick on this one.
think of it as from a coroner's perspective. Let's bring that up in the chat. Like, do you think coroners get freaked out? Of course, it's going to be on the paperwork that it's a male, and then they look at it and they're like, "That's a female."
Right.
You know.
I
just did it.
I would yeah, you did. Keep drinking.
Oh, yeah.
I would assume that since it's like the profession.
Yeah.
They're used to seeing a bunch of gross stuff. Like they're cutting people open, right, to figure out what the cause of death is, going into some weird places.
They're all dead inside.
According to a lot of people, my voice is sexy and I feel like I sound like a guy.
There we go.
All right. So yeah, I would say that I think they're used to it. I don't think they get freaked out by that type of stuff. I think they could easily get grossed out by seeing like a horrific accident
where
that
like
comes
your
in.
face is caved in,
and
or something.
or again, it's traumatizing. I think for anybody, if you're having a kid come in and you're a coroner having to work on a kid and figure out the cause of death in a kid, or
She says there was a Biden whisper.
was there a Biden whisper?
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it either, but I'll take a drink.
There we go.
I'll take a drink. I think he's just trying to
I'm
get
out
me,
of my first drink
he's just
already.
trying to get me drunk.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Has Cheese sent you any steamy photos? Or have you sent Cheese any steamy photos?
No, I don't cheese it.
Maybe Cheese can send you one right now off to the side here.
And I will say...
When he read Miss Heather's comment. Yeah.
What was...
you just did it again.
I said, what was...
was...
It's just my voice, bro. It's not the whisper. The whisper is
Say it
different.
with your chest.
Officer Cheese is trying to smash. See, that's different.
Yeah.
Cheese is trying to get me drunk and have his way with me.
Absolutely. Did anybody watch Poop Cruise on Netflix? Curious to see if
Poop Cruise.
Yeah.
2020,
so
whatever.
I heard about
19, whenever this shit was. Was this pre-COVID?
No, this was like, I think maybe even a little bit before that. A lot of people were saying it
was the best cruise ever.
Yeah. A lot of people said that they had seen it, and I thought it was a documentary. So I was very interested to see it, and I turned it on the other night, and I go, oh, like all the interesting shit that they got to say happened in the first 5 minutes.
Gina Barty, we did. Oh, and Gina Barty, while you're here, just want to throw this out there. I'm throwing down the gauntlet, the nugget contest. We're thinking about doing, because I'm out of town next week, so we will not have our normal live episode Wednesday night, but we are going to pre-record an episode this weekend. Gina Barty, you and your husband, gauntlet has been laid down. Nugget eating contest this weekend on the cast for the recorded version. Let us know if you're in, but definitely. So they saw the Poop Cruise. We can get back to that. That's just a side little topic for this weekend.
Did anybody watch the Poop Cruise and get anything beneficial out of seeing it?
Or have you, if you watched the Poop Cruise, or if you know about it, we can talk. It did. I fell asleep. Yeah. Actually, I told you that. I didn't even watch the end of it. But if you haven't, if you didn't watch the episode, so basically this cruise ship falls apart. Like they have a fire. And it goes through their all their electrical lines, their power lines. So everything shuts down. Like their lights, the toilets, everything is not working. And then people are going to the bathroom wherever they pretty much can.
They were told to shit in little red bags. Yeah,
and that lasted for so long. And then do the number ones in the shower.
Said pee in the shower.
Which the drains didn't always work. And then with the power being out, a storm came as they were being towed into port.
What I didn't understand
started
was
rocking everything.
Everybody knows that if your power goes out at home,
right,
and you can't flush your toilet, like not that you need power to flush a toilet, but like you need the pumps, to push it back up. You grab like a bucket of water and you pour it into the top of the tank, and then you can flush. They're in an ocean.
You have a limited amount of water.
Did they not think to scoop up buckets of water out of the ocean?
Give like each room like a 5-gallon bucket or whatever.
Yeah, throw a bucket with a rope down to the water, and you start pulling it up. If you gotta take a shit, you grab a bucket of water, you pour it in the top of the tank, and then you can flush. I wonder if something made it so that couldn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
is there something more strategic that
I
needed
also-
to happen?
I also thought like it shed a light. Sorry.
Yeah.
Shed a light on like the worst part of our society too, like part of the worst part, because everybody started hoarding shit.
Yeah.
When they started releasing, like having the food lines, everybody was going through the food line and just grabbing tons and tons of food that they didn't even need. And then people didn't get food that were in the back of the line because the other families took, like, one person had like 10 cheeseburgers. Okay,
Yeah.
you could just take one or two.
Cheese says, Troy, isn't Pooh Cruise what you used to refer to your truck stop rendezvous? Very clever.
But yeah, and if you didn't see the Poop Cruise, now that you kind of know what it is, we're also going to ask the chat, have you ever been on a vacation where something terrible has just happened like this? Maybe
Terrible or disgusting?
disgusting. Like maybe the power went out at your place and you were in a tropical location and it was just ungodly hot and you were just always sweaty and just felt gross.
Yeah.
Has anybody gone through anything on a vacation where you're not, like, when you're at home, you can find your normal remedies, probably maybe some people locally that you can borrow a generator from, or if you don't have a generator yourself, you can figure some stuff out. On a vacation, you have limited resources and you're kind of stuck where you're at, especially on a cruise when you can't just, I'm going to go drive to this other city or move to this other hotel.
Right.
You're kind of just stuck and screwed. But
so on the topic of things that we're watching and stuff, over the weekend, I did watch the new Jurassic Park Rebirth, Jurassic World, Rebirth.
Sorry, there was a Jurassic World that just came out in the chat.
In Florida,
Very
on the
bloody.
beach, in the water, watched a chick literally remove a tampon and throw it in the water. Perfect. Then the shark started.
That's bears can smell the menstruation.
Walloon Lake says, Charlie B. So yeah, I watched Jurassic World Rebirth. I was really excited to see it as like one of the big summer blockbusters.
Yeah, there's a handful coming out.
Yes, and I turned it on, and I'm like, this is horrible. Like,
Wait, legally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I turned it on with my money at the theater, and I watched it, and I was like,
This sucks. I'm going to the kitchen of the theater.
Yeah, I'm going to go get some popcorn from the theater's main room here, and maybe the theater will pause it for me. It was garbage, like, in my opinion. I'm wondering if anybody else saw it, but other things that are coming out, they've got Superman coming out this weekend.
Fantastic Four shortly behind that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
the new Fantastic Four with Galactus.
Yeah, and then the Naked Gun reboot. That to me looks funny because the old ones I really liked.
I loved the old ones.
Yeah.
Leslie Nielsen was hilarious.
Yep.
And even that
OJ.
was back when OJ was like, still, you could like OJ at that time.
Pre-murder OJ.
Yeah, pre-glove don't fit. You must have quit. Yeah.
I saw something in the preview, so it's not a spoiler. They were like talking to people. I guess Liam Neeson is supposed to be playing Leslie Nielsen's son or something, basically, in this. So they're all looking at the pictures of their parents back in the police
OJ's
squad
son.
and stuff. And there's a guy, they're like, oh, my dad. And they're looking at Leslie Nielsen, and he goes, Leslie Nielsen. And then another guy goes, oh, this was my dad, and talks about him. And then there's this other guy, he looks at a picture of OJ, and he goes, yeah, I'm not going to say anything about him. Like, it was a funny little quip that they put up there.
Officer Cheese, why do you say
Fantastic
Fantastic
Four.
Why do you
agree.
say that? I think the other Fantastic Four movies have been bad, but I really like Pedro Pascal.
I think that's the only reason you guys want to watch it.
And also, if you've ever watched the show The Bear, it's on Hulu. Mm-hmm. The cousin, I think his name is Richie in the show. He plays the actor that does Thing in the movie. So
he's not even on there. He's a CGI.
But you hear his voice. He's a good actor. So I'm curious to see how it plays into sort of all the other superhero movies.
And then didn't you say there's an Indiana Jones reboot? Is that with a girl?
I don't know. I just saw it briefly that they said, and part of me is like, I'm hesitant to want to watch the Naked Gun reboot, as I am with all other reboots.
I'll watch it, but I'll wait for video.
I'm really
like streaming.
I just get disappointed that there's like, is there no creative minds that are making movies to where they just have to reboot old shit?
Yeah.
Like Indiana Jones, great, leave it alone. It's historic. It's a great franchise of like, and they're still coming out with new ones with Harrison Ford. They should have just left it at the trilogy, and they keep adding bullshit onto it. it's like, just let it go and let it be what it was.
I can see that.
And if, I don't know, if you're going to, like with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World.
Did you like the other Jurassic Worlds?
So
like the past 2
my brother
movies?
and I were talking about this, and
Yep.
because he just like kind of rewatched them to get himself ready for this new one. And there was literally only 2 that we could think that we really actually liked. The first one, which is great.
Yep.
And then
the third one.
and the first one with Chris Pratt.
Okay.
Those were the 2 that we were like, okay, those were 1 and 2 in our list.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. Yeah.
LaBeouf.
Yeah. I honestly think like if they redid another Jurassic Park, just reboot the whole thing then and do a different storyline and just
curious
do
to
it
see what you
a
guys
different way.
think when you see it, because like I didn't think Scarlett Johansson was in it enough
Yeah.
for being the main character. The face
Probably
that
didn't
you
even
see on
get
everything.
naked. Lame.
She didn't get naked, and there weren't a lot of
Boring.
dinosaurs. And the one dinosaur that you always see in the previews is the one that's in the water. So that's like the whole movie.
Yeah. That's disappointing.
And it's very, very slow. And it looks no better than like a lake sturgeon here. Like, it looks like garbage.
Okay.
Cheese, your name's kind of funny, and I think you've told me before why you were called Officer Cheese. Was it something to do with Chuck E. Cheese by any chance? If you can write to us real quick.
Just a yes. Just a yes if it was. 'Cause
Was it
that's a
Chuck E.
nice-
Cheese?
that's a
Because it would
nice
be a
little segue.
fantastic segue if it
Nice
were.
little segue.
I forget what it was. I was high a lot back then.
Cheese.
Cheese. Yeah.
Anybody's seen Old School?
Because he says yes.
Yes, perfect.
Well, put in the chat what your story was about Chuck E. Cheese.
And while you're typing it.
Yeah,
boom.
but the
First job ever, Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay, so
Okay.
the whole reason that we were bringing that up, Chuck E. Cheese is now launching a new adult arcade with booze geared at adults. And it's in 10 states
10
already?
states, yep. No, I
It
don't think
sounded
anywhere
pretty
around here.
No, they're not around here.
I think maybe Ohio had one. I was
Yeah.
looking at the states, the listing. Oklahoma got 2 for some reason.
Maybe
Apparently there's
is it-
nothing to do in Oklahoma, or maybe Chuck E. Cheese is headquartered
I was going to say
in
maybe it's
Oklahoma.
from there. Yeah,
Terrible idea in my opinion.
Really?
I think it'd be really fun.
Yeah.
But I just remember the one that was here in Flint. There was always fights there.
Well,
And there
yeah.
was adults that started the fight. The kids aren't the real, really doing it. It was a lot of adults fighting. And when you're doing now you're doing adults only and booze.
It'd be cool if the animatronics there now are like being vulgar or like humping each other or something.
Or if they said, if you want to get into a fight, step into this and you get to get into a suit of a
would
rock'em
be
sock'em
cool.
robot and you literally have to
problem-
fight each other as a robot and we get to bet on it.
And the problem in Flint was that people were fighting with guns
Yeah.
there out in the parking
Yeah.
lot and everything, and that's why it went down. I'm Major Magic's girl. What's Major Magic's?
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
What is Major Magics?
Maybe she'll tell us when we're eating nugs.
Those nugs do sound delicious right now.
Yeah, but that was pretty cool. And
Ba-da-da-da-da.
then one other throwback real quick
Chuck E.
from
Chisel.
last episode while people are still talking about this. The Lord has answered all of our prayers. There is a city council meeting that went on in the city of Burton. They said no roundabout
Yep. no
at
roundabout.
Nearings. We're not going to do it. Fans
Ain't
rejoiced
gonna
everywhere.
do it. Wouldn't
Ain't
be
gonna-
prudent.
Wouldn't be prudent.
Wouldn't be prudent.
So nobody has to worry about that coming up to the Hortz Hoopla for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
We'll have
The-
easy
the
access
Hortz
to
holiday
all 4 of their
festivities.
driveways.
Exactly.
Did you say festivities?
Festivities. It's going to be a great,
Yeah.
it's going to be a rousing time.
Fisting.
So Cheese mentioned this, but also Irish did as well. Dave and Buster's 2.0. How is this going to differ from Dave
Chuck E.
and Buster's?
Chisel.
I agree. Dave and Buster's already has this on lock,
Right.
like with the booze and adult being arcade.
But there's a lot of kids there too. I wonder if this is going to block kids out
Sure.
and just be for adults. I have no idea.
Yeah, and
And I say I have no idea because I almost said
I never can remember this. What was the arcade place that was in Great Lakes Crossing?
Burton City heard a local podcast generated negative reviews. Hey, R1A, baby.
Yeah,
we
Renee,
got
representing.
Yeah.
But do you remember that the arcade that was in the mall down in Auburn Hills, Great Lakes Crossing? I was brain farting.
it was like 2 stories. And
They
everything.
had the best game that I ever remember playing. You were in a seat and you were a hot air balloon that had a spike on it.
Yep.
And you could go above other people and you would try to pop their balloon. and it would shoot you up and drop you down and move you all around.
Old
I
people
really
Chuck E. Cheese has no
booze,
I
I
hear.
hear. No, the new one does. The new adult Chuck E. Cheese is booze.
Yeah. You're talking about that ride that was like right through the front entrance. It
Yeah.
was right through and
had
on the
a
right
huge
hand
screen
side.
like that you would watch like the people playing.
Yeah, it was
on.
cool because they would hoist you up in the air.
Yeah, it
was
would
like
shoot you. You were against like a wall or whatever, and it would just move you all around. It was cool.
Yeah.
If it's for adults, the food would have to be 100% better. The pizza was terrible.
I don't think so.
Terrible.
If you're drunk though, terrible food tastes just fine.
So my thought was, this Chuck E. Cheese missed out.
Yep.
They should be looking at every
cheeseburgers.
They should be looking at every state that has legalized marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
You do a Chuck E. Cheese and you have a dispensary built inside of it.
Okay.
Now people are getting high and playing games, blast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to fight because you don't need the booze. Just get high and fucking play video games. It's amazing. Have fun. And you're going to sell a ton more food when you're getting high, and everything's going to taste delicious. You
Yeah.
could have dog shit pizza, but if I'm high, it's probably going to taste pretty good.
Right.
I'm going to be all about it.
Yeah. Gina.
Major Magics, you're still. I
she's
don't
holding
even
on
know
to
what
Magic
Major
Mike's over there.
Yeah, Magic Mike's. I don't know what that is. I think you said that was in Macomb.
Yeah, and Irish says the same thing. He goes, if it's for adults, the food would have to be 100% better.
I read that.
That's brand new. Did you just read
I read that earlier.
Yeah, so it wasn't his.
It was his.
No, I think that was Obi-John Kenobi.
No, it was definitely Irish.
Well, he's reiterating.
No, he didn't respond to that. That was the.
Yeah, so
We'll rewatch this.
Yeah.
Fact check him.
it's
Officer
gonna-
Cheese, pull up the tape.
it's gonna come back.
Major Magics.
So the next question that we have for you
Is Major Magic's in the room with us?
would you rather have gross boogers in your nose that people can clearly see all day, or have a wardrobe malfunction in public? Talk
Go.
amongst yourselves.
Yeah, let's hear what the chat says.
Yeah.
I'll go last out of us this time. I went first the last time, so I'll kind of hear what you have to say as
I'm
people
gonna take
are
a sip of this.
as people are chatting here.
But I'm gonna say, I've always hated nothing more than like I've got shitty teeth, right? It's no surprise. I hate it when I'm out hanging out with people and I get by a mirror or something and I see that I've had something in my teeth, like pepper. I love putting pepper on everything.
Sure.
Like I untwist the top of pepper at restaurants and I sprinkle right out of the container versus like shaking it, jacking it off like that. So, like, if I got pepper, I'm like, what kind of asshole friends do I have that weren't like, hey, you got shit in your teeth? I will always tell somebody, hey, man, you got something in your teeth if you want to clean it up.
I feel like people are almost embarrassed to call somebody out on it, but you're not really calling, you're helping them. I'm
Right.
always appreciative. If I have something like, and you can tell sometimes too when you're talking with somebody and you follow their eyes, like they're supposed to be looking at you in your eyes.
Yep.
But then they're looking at something on your face, and it's like, what do I have?
Formerly, Cheese says, is Major Magic's in the room with us now?
I read that too.
Did
like
you?
you're not
You were
paying
probably
attention.
whispering
No,
it.
I didn't whisper it at all.
I
You
was
just
bringing
don't-
up the next.
You don't pay
would you
attention.
rather? Am I
Having a good big dick day.
Okay, yeah.
I would say.
Am I having? Okay.
Yeah, no, he's one of for the wardrobe
Yeah,
malfunction.
but he said, "Am I have?" That's why I was thrown off.
I gotcha.
Am I have a good big dick day? Wardrobe malfunction says
One and
Jen.
done.
One and done. And then Cheese fix it. So yeah, I hate it when I have something in my teeth.
Okay.
So if I had a fucking booger sitting here all day and you guys didn't say something to me and you're just like walking around going, hey, blah blah blah.
This guy must have a cold.
Yeah,
He's
like
got
this-
fucking snot.
Like I got a big Coke booger or something just hanging out there. So I instantly go with I would rather have a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah,
Because like somebody said, like Jen said, one and done. Like it's like Janet Jackson, you know. Oh, there we go.
you know,
You know.
take a drink, bro.
Yep.
I think for sure I'm going the same way.
God damn
Wardrobe.
you.
I know this one. I
Debatable is right there.
it is,
Yeah.
but Charlie B obviously. Okay, here's the thing for the
I
ladies.
would rather Charlie B have a wardrobe
here's
malfunction also.
here's the thing for the ladies. What part of your wardrobe would it be? Is it
Full thing.
Is it like you have a skirt on and no underwear and the wind blows it up and now you're
No.
seeing
No,
the
you're-
front and the
you're
back?
going up an escalator
And
in
it
a
gets-
long dress. It gets caught in the step as it's going over. It
but how
rips
do you
the
get
whole
to,
thing
but
down.
how do you get to like it's wardrobe malfunction? Usually that means you get to put something back on to cover yourself up.
No, just wardrobe failing. That failed. That's
Okay.
the biggest fail ever.
Okay, I'm going also with the wardrobe
I'm
malfunction.
going with Charlie B having a wardrobe malfunction also. I
Hey,
agree.
Can somebody tell this gentleman to my left, you don't mow another man's lawn?
Left. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. From there it is.
Yeah.
Camera right.
I'm going definitely with the wardrobe malfunction as well.
Okay.
Like, let it hang out. Sorry, like you're gonna have to deal with it.
What if though you have a wardrobe malfunction and then you get prosecuted for indecent exposure somewhere?
Oh, I'd go to court and fight it. Like, there's got to be somebody. Yeah, this is what happened, Judge.
Shaking it around.
Whack, whack, whack. But somebody's probably filming it, so send me that footage so I can show the judge that this happened. Yeah, I definitely think the wardrobe malfunction. It's just easier to. It's not as. I don't think it's as embarrassing. Like it's.
Cheese,
it's
what
nudity.
are you doing? You having a booger or you having some dong hanging?
And this isn't like
Also, where's J Bear? I haven't seen her type,
yeah, she hasn't
since the
typed out
beginning.
anything since she said hi. But again, you don't have to say you're coming out of the pool or it's a really wintry, cold day.
Coming
like,
in the pool is the weird part.
It's weird, yeah.
Especially a public pool.
So for the gentleman, the wardrobe malfunction, are we having a wardrobe malfunction? Yes, we can.
Yep.
But it doesn't have to be like an awkward like situation where you're worried about shrinkage or whatever it may be. It could be either a decent to a really good dick day. Yeah. You know, everybody knows you have different dick days.
Or like
ladies may not know,
like
but
a hard
do.
nipple day or something for the ladies.
Well, ladies, I think it's a lot easier. Like your stuff is your stuff, and guys are going to enjoy it. Like, what is it? Ron
Unless
White.
your beef curtains are hanging down quite a ways. Yeah. like, man, I thought they were sucked up inside a little bit better.
Or you went and got dreadlocks down there like that.
Yeah.
People aren't into that all the time.
Right.
So, I don't know, chat. What do you guys? Anybody else got anything to say on this?
I just keep laughing about is major magic in the room now. Like, I can't stop laughing about that. That's a good one.
I would have to look up this Major Magic because it sounds. No, I haven't seen him tonight, but it sounds like it would have been a fun time. Like Major Magic. I wonder if it was like Showbiz Pizza. Do you remember Showbiz around here?
No.
I was wardrobe until Troy stated, "Wait, wee stripped on the escalator in the middle of the mall and have to run to our car." Yeah. Fuck it. Make it harder.
Yeah.
Boogers.
Make it real hard. Yeah. Get it real hard.
Yeah. Like or you're right by Foot Locker and you can pop in and buy a quick pair of basketball shorts and throw them on. You know, you're in the mall. So there's got to be a clothing store nearby that you can just grab something, throw it on and say, hand them the tag at the register and just charge me later.
Brent, American political party. Where do you stand on that? What's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Here's what I'm thinking. You guys loved Elon Musk when he was making green cars. You guys hated Elon Musk.
No, that's not
hold
true.
up. Hey, just
you
let
guys,
me
you throw
finish.
this out.
You
No.
didn't love people making electric cars. You didn't think that was a fantastic idea to make electric cars.
But more than Musk did it.
But he was the god of electric cars.
Nah, keep going.
He's like the main bro of electric cars.
Keep going.
But
Don't
then-
put your spin on it, but just ask
I'm
the
not
question.
putting a spin, but then, there was no question. I'm just asking you. But then you hated him because the Trump ties.
You're putting a spin. You hated him. You liked him.
You didn't hate Elon
I didn't
Musk.
like him in the first place. I always thought he was an arrogant asshole.
but you didn't hate him
And
because
told
of
you
the Trump?
I told you before he even sided with Trump that
Powell's
I thought
gone now, so we can talk about
I thought this guy was a douchebag because he went to the United Nations and said, "Give me a plan and that can end world hunger, and I will fund it." They spent close to a decade doing a research plan on how they could fund this program to eradicate world hunger. Mm-hmm. They presented it to him. He then turned around and bought Twitter. Like, don't tell them to go spend their time to do this if you really didn't have intention. So I always thought he was a douchebag.
But Twitter that you love. Do you
I'm
not
on it.
love
No,
Twitter?
I don't love it for the fact that it's a lot of bullshit on there. I love it for sports updates, for the news that I do follow. It's quick. It's easy to siphon through. It's like another social media. I don't love Facebook. I don't love Instagram, but I have them. But continue.
So my point of it is you and I have often said...
It was not, and for you, but go ahead.
For many years, you and I have often said, we need a third party.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't see this as a bad thing that someone is trying to, like, you can't put out the Green Party. It's going to fail. Like the Ross Perot's and all the
Libertarian Party
and all those bastards.
Yep.
I think it's important to have a third party because we now see Elon Musk coming back and he's fighting back at Trump. He's pretty pissed off about Trump and saying certain things.
Like he was in the Epstein files? Yeah,
Yeah,
he did
sure.
say that. Yeah, no, I'm just saying he
Okay,
he put that out there.
That doesn't mean that he saw anything.
Sure, I'm just saying he put that out there, but he has combated him, and Trump's came back with he's mad at me because he's mad at me because I'm getting rid of all of his EV mandates. He gets more handouts from the government than anybody. You know, they've been having a public squabble, which has been awesome watching the breakup happen. But I am totally on board with this third party. I actually I find myself like more aligning with not because they haven't really released like a true platform yet. But I've been trying to come to terms with both sides are just stupid as shit right now on the extremes. The MAGA right is absolutely asinine and dumb. The far liberal left is asinine and dumb. Something needs to happen that brings people back towards the middle. And for a third party to actually be successful, they need to have the game plan that this one seems to have is not, we're going to run for president. You're not going to fucking win. You're a third party. You're going to get 6% of the vote and you're going to pull from whatever party you closely align with. This is going to be, they're not going to have a presidential candidate. They're not going to try for that. They want to try for a couple Senate seats. I think it was like 1 to 3 Senate seats they were looking at and 8 to 10 House seats.
Right.
If they get that, they have huge power within,
they could sway the election
because those sides are going to be coming to them for their votes.
Right.
So if you want me to vote with you, what the pork that goes into these bills, what are you going to concede on your end to come back to my side?
I have been quite impressed with Fetterwookie, whatever, Fetterman. Is that his name?
John Fetterman. Yeah.
Yep. He's out there walking like Bigfoot and shit.
Which you guys bashed him about for not dressing up and having a hoodie. In our group chat, you guys were bashing him
but he
had a stroke and how he wasn't able to.
Well, that part's still kind of true. I think that strokes do things to you mentally.
Sure, but he's still there.
But I do feel like he is kind of leaning middle more because he's agreed with Trump on a lot of things recently.
Things, yeah.
Quite a few.
Not a lot, but some.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
So he's agreed. And I was like, good. That's what we need is more people crossing the aisles to agree partly on certain things. Weird. The study on the World Food Program where it was
only outlined to help for a year is now 401 not found. And Cheese, I will send you, or I'll put it on our page where it was far more than a year. It was to eradicate it and continue providing the assistance.
He sent a link there too.
So. Right, and now it's not found, he said.
Yeah.
So, but continue.
But I think a third party, whether it's Elon Musk or anybody else, I think Elon Musk has the outreach based on owning Twitter and stuff to be able to get enough hype behind it more than a Bernie Sanders would. Like Sanders has his fringe people.
Right.
I think somebody big could really come in and disrupt the whole market of politics, and by saying like, hey, we're going to start this middle of the road thing. We want some shit that the Democrats want. We want some shit that the Republicans want. We're going to make it all happen.
Right.
Because not everybody is uber like religious, and not everybody wants to just give away freebies all the time. There has to be a middle ground to sit there and found something on to go, hey, we're going to make this shit happen and kind of work together and make everybody happy versus making 50% happy and 50% miserable, or vice versa.
Yeah. And Irish, I agree with previous third parties. He said problem with third party is people will be too scared to vote for them for the fear that the party they hate, Dem or Republican, would then win.
Damn,
I agree.
You just said that right from the chest when you read
I agree.
it.
And that's what's happened to previous third parties. I think if you can get people that have a smart political mind. I know Officer Cheese and Irish both watch this guy. My wife and I watch him. Bill Maher. I think he would fit perfectly into this new into this new American political party. I hate the fact that it's called the American political party anyways. Like, it's dumb.
It is dumb.
It's like you're trying to grasp onto something that's
pulling off.
You're
the
voting
MAGA
for
fan base.
America bullshit, like whatever. But you could call it whatever. But one of the best guests that me and my brother talked about this a while back.
I wish he would come on here and talk to us.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
But Stephen A. Smith, sports analyst, went on Bill Maher. Fantastic. One of the best guests I've ever seen on there. And now he's been on like Bill O'Reilly's show. He's been on Chris Cuomo's show on News Nation. He's been all over the place, and he's thinking about running for politics.
Right.
And what's his face? Mark Cuban is interested in joining in with the American political party, because there's smart minds that realize that the further we get from each other, shit just doesn't get done. Or you try to bash stuff through like the big beautiful bill. And that's what triggered Musk to make this party, is he said any Republican that voted for this, or anybody in general that voted for this, that he was going to fund their opponents' campaigns and make sure that they lost the next election. So I'll be curious to see if he stays true to his word, that he does help whoever it is run against them in areas where they could perhaps win that seat, whether it's American political party, or perhaps he funds a Democrat this time to out one of those Republicans that went against, because Republicans have always been found on being fiscally conservative, and this bill is anything but that. It's
Cheese says, did you already read that? I'm sorry.
No,
I was doing
you're good.
something. Fetterman had a great Rogan podcast a few months ago. So see, people are reaching over and seeing that Fetterman isn't one of those far left leaning people.
Well,
like he wants to kind of pull people together.
You're seeing a lot of people go against Trump in this term, like Rogan, who was a big Trump fan, has bashed Trump numerous times on his podcast.
Even right before the election, he was bashing him still.
He was talked about that the deportations are terrible, and a lot of other stuff. A lot of other stuff have been just really bad for our country in general.
Yeah, there was some
because he said
actor or comedian that came out the other day and said, "Yeah, sure, you said it, but you said it too late."
Well, and
it might have been like Dana Carvey. Or something.
like Rogan was saying, he said they're not doing what they pitched everybody at. And this is what I said a couple episodes ago. If you pitch everybody that you're going to go after the illegals, like the criminals that are illegal, then go after those. But when you're rounding up like construction sites, people that are here actually doing the work that other people aren't doing, you're hurting American businesses here. You're hurting, communities. You've seen a lot of communities.
Maybe they murdered people with their hammers. We don't know.
We don't.
Irish says
I read that already.
Go fuck me, right?
God.
Well, I'm sorry. I was setting
up. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. No, I read the one before. I take that back. Good job. Good job. Yep.
When legit third parties run, Progressive, Perot, etc., they just cost the election for the party that they're closest to.
Yeah, that's something I mentioned
That is
earlier.
because they pull away from the votes for somebody else. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And I think that could happen. But the more times that we bash a third party and just keep that same narrative, they don't come about. It's time to have a third party, a fourth party, something different in this country to give more than these two shitty choices that we have. I do have a trivia. I see that.
Do you want to do a trivia first?
I'll do a trivia real quick.
Yeah.
Should we give the crowd what they want, right?
I guess so.
So Cheese, this one goes out to all the chatters out there.
Oh, he said, I think it's time for trivia. Okay.
That's. I read that.
Yeah. I'm not seeing all this.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to run this system here.
What? And I only have one trivia tonight. The rest are would you rathers. So the one trivia I did bring tonight: what state in the United States has the most days of sun? And you only get one guess because there's only so many states. I don't want somebody just continuing to type.
There are only 8 states in the United States. Yeah. So there's 8 of us talking. That should give us each one vote.
One vote. Yeah. So go ahead, folks. Which state in the United States gets the most days of sun?
I'm going to say Nevada.
Okay. I'll keep that.
Nevada. Potato. I would.
Folks, Alaska. Irish says Alaska.
I would have thought that I was thinking that, but then I'm like, but they have the whole 30 days.
30 days a night. You're
thing.
losing a month already, right there.
Yeah.
Like, does it balance out somewhere else?
Is that 30 days a night every so many months, or is it just once? Alaska.
Is that like an Arkansas and Alaska, or is that a Kim Jong-un?
Oh, that might be a racist Alaska. Right there. I was gonna say, like, if they win, I'm gonna be pissed.
Is there anybody else in the chat, or did we lose everybody talking politics?
We lost everybody talking politics.
Fair point.
Like even Obi-Jan is gone.
So I'll tell you all right now, like nobody's got it right yet. So go ahead. The people that are chiming in, go ahead and do an additional guess.
Well, I'm gonna do another then. I'm gonna say Arizona.
Okay. Irish Cheese, you got a secondary.
Cheese, you got another one with an L in it that you can make racist by switching the L to an R.
Charty B, Gina, J Bear, Kenobi, anybody
Cheese
out there?
Cheese is gonna come back with California.
Did we lose the stream or something? Holy shit.
No, it takes a while to type 6 letters. So while they're doing that, let's just set this up here, Brent, because these really get people talking. Would you rather...
Florida? Iris says Florida.
I think he meant Florida.
Florida.
Would you
Hawaii,
rather...
She says. So on this round of these next three states, somebody got it right.
Okay.
Somebody got it right. And it is my co-host. It is Arizona. Arizona gets the most.
I would have thought that right from the start, but that seems so obvious.
I always thought Colorado because they were like above the clouds. Because like they get like over 300 days of sun.
They're not above the clouds.
They get over 300 days of sun in the year.
You know what's funny about Colorado is that it rains there almost every single day. And they have no humidity, so it's not like it's raining to get the humidity out of the air. It'll rain for like 20 minutes, and then it opens up, and the sun is beautiful, and it's warm. But most of Colorado is called the Mile High State. It's only 5,000 feet above the ground, like the ocean. So they're not all up above the clouds. There's certain areas you go and you look down and you're like, wow, there's a cloud down there.
Sure.
But it's not crazy. You're at like, 12, 13,000 feet above sea level. But I've seen the same thing in California, where I've gone out to California and you look down on clouds.
I'll let you read that.
Which one? Colorado. Love it.
So here we go with the next Would You Rather.
Yeah, read that out.
All right. Would you rather do something explicitly sexual in public or record it for private viewing later?
Yeah. Now this one really had my attention.
Either gonna have a sexual encounter out in public. It doesn't have to be like where everybody can see you, but you're kind of hidden off to the side, just having
it could even be like under a blanket, but still in public.
Sure. Or
it'd be
like,
better if it weren't. But.
Right. But or like off the beaten path, like you're in like the bushes or something like that. But people
that's
are walking.
called the beating path. Yeah, it's not the beaten path.
Oh, there we go. We got public.
Jen with
OG
public.
Jen coming in hot with the public. I like it.
I'm laughing at Cheese's text he just sent me. I won't repeat it. So I would have to go on this one. I want to record it for later. I want to see that shit later.
People answer.
I love it when he writes
Yes,
that.
they can.
Yeah.
Yes, they can.
I think, it's like the spank bank issue.
Okay.
Of it. Like you want to be able to go back, because how often can you talk like a significant other into like, hey, let's record ourselves. So this Would You Rather sets that up. Like you have to record yourself, or we got to do it in public.
And if you are going to record yourself, you're probably going to be doing some freakier stuff than your normal roundabout.
We need multiple angles in front of the Podcasturbate logo back here.
Now,
this camera,
lift your leg up on this, arch your back, all that shit.
Sit over there by the bar. We need it all to happen here.
She's coming in hot with the public.
Public. Really? So public and not recording it, huh?
Yep.
He's really thrown me for a loop.
You thought you knew him.
I thought I knew
your
the
man
guy.
Cheese.
I mean,
truck stops are public, so Cheese, I would assume.
That's true. You make a good point. Yes.
He's always with that spice.
But then I think he meant you are.
At the time, friend watches it in the house he's sitting.
Oh, so he didn't mean you are. Yes. Yeah.
That true story.
Not house sitting, living off of you. But someone's significant other is dying in the hospital, and you're being good, like being there, watching them take their last breaths, to come home and find that someone had moved your videotape. Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah. If this happened, if this were
and maybe they said a cat with non-opposable thumbs jumped up, opened up a doorknob, ran to the back of this thing, and then hit play on this camera that's inside a closed box.
And also left the stiff tissues that are now in the trash.
Yeah, there's a lot of hypotheticals that could go on there.
There are. I would have to answer this with public as well.
Public.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, you're
like, I got a couple terabytes of video already at home.
There's just something exciting about that, like the thrill of almost like getting caught, or like that voyeur, like somebody's going to be watching or whatever it is. There's just like a spicy aspect to it. Spicy. So I would have to go. That was me
whispering. That's not my normal thing. So I don't have to drink.
Exactly.
But I did just drink.
Exactly, So yeah, I would have to do the public for sure. I
Okay.
think that's
You
that's,
would do
that's
the
more
public. You slut.
that's more down my alley.
Yeah.
And in an alley. Why not? Fuck it, it's public.
An
right?
alley or a valley?
Both.
Yeah.
They're both public.
Be doing that valley.
That's right.
Now, Brent, you really want to talk about this, and I know Cheese really wants to talk about
Cheese
this.
and I are on the same page with this, I think.
Well, I'm going to let you guys talk about this.
Well, you're gonna have to chime in too, because we're the only ones talking. They're just chatting on the chat here.
Well, of
no
course.
voices come across. But this next topic is gonna be the Jeffrey Epstein information that was just released by the DOJ this week. That apparently now there is no client list, and it was now an apparent suicide. And they released.
Well, they've always said it was a suicide, but now they're saying it's confirmed.
Well, they
as
released
suicide.
video footage of a cell that was not his cell from other videos that I've seen.
Yeah.
That are just kind of throwing me off a little bit. So it's a little different. This is a little weird because, you know, you had back in February where the DOJ is announcing to the press that I have the client list on my desk, and we'll be reviewing that, shortly, and we're going to be doing all this and that, whatever. And now there's no client list. Even the Kash Patel guy said that they already know you left. You walked in front of the camera.
I was just gonna
You
say,
walked in front of my camera.
How stupid! I tried to sneak over there. I was like, I signaled just Brent, and I said, "Hey, you talk.
Keep
I'm
it
gonna
going for a minute."
I'm gonna go over and get more booze from the bar."
That's a brown sugar bourbon.
It is.
Kurt,
I
Kurt,
won't be
our
able to
buddy
sleep
Kurt,
tonight. Yeah.
He got me into that. I think he
So
gave me a try
dumb.
on
I didn't
that.
even think I walked right past that camera there, but I just
Yes.
I need
Yes,
more
the
booze.
prosecutor was this. Thank you, Cheese. I saw that too. The prosecutor for the Epstein trial. I didn't know that she was with the Maxwell as well, but she was also Diddy. Is same prosecutor chick. So
Yeah.
I feel like that she's being bought off by everybody that's on this client list.
Did you say cheese is being bought off or she's being bought off? Cheese.
It's just there's weight like. And I sent this to a buddy of mine this week. Like it was just a meme that I saw that was the Giselle Maxwell lady. If there's no client list, why am I in prison?
Yeah.
Like that's absurd.
Yeah, that's
there's,
going around everywhere.
There's definitely a client list. There's weird. Who was it? I don't know, Cheese. I don't know who I sent that to. But this is just, and I think this is also a part of me that differs with and Troy, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, sir.
If Democrats, if Bill Clinton's on there, which he was rumored to be with Epstein.
It wasn't even rumored. They said he is on there.
Yes, but the same
and
with
now
Trump.
that whole thing
the same
disappears.
with Trump. Trump
Right.
is on there, and there was one of the girls that came forward and said that she was raped by Trump over four times, and that there was video footage of it, and that Giselle Maxwell, she said that Epstein had video of Trump doing this. I am of the same of a camp that if Democrats are on it, lock them up, throw away the key. If Republicans are on it, lock them up, throw away the key.
Though,
I feel like a lot of Trump supporters are like, oh, he can't be on it. And if he is, it was just because he took flights with them because they were buddies. No, if they're on the list, they were doing shit.
Yeah.
Fucking lock them up. Bill Clinton's on there, trash him. Trump's on there, trash him.
So
get rid of them.
Two things you just said I got a little bit of an issue with, but maybe you can clear it up. I heard that she never said, yeah, I have video of
She doesn't.
Trump.
Epstein does.
Okay.
She said Jeffrey Epstein
So
has the
it's a
video.
hearsay problem. So that's where we got a little bit of hearsay. The second issue I have with it, let's say that Trump had Epstein killed.
Sure.
All right. But the part of me goes, all right, well, they claimed that they had this list. When did they claim it? They claimed it right around election time, correct? Like,
I don't know when they first arrested him.
Yeah.
That was during Trump's first administration.
okay, but
I'm saying
even
timeline.
this past November.
I'm not saying
Like, this
I'm
past
not
November,
saying
they said
Democrat, Republican. I'm just trying to get the timeline.
Right.
He was arrested and found guilty and convicted during Trump's first administration.
Right.
Correct. Okay.
That's,
That's
and then he died.
I'm just trying to remember the timeline.
Yeah.
That was all.
But now I'm looking towards this term, like just the past few months. They said, hey, we've got all these documents on my desk. And
the DOJ said she had the client
Yeah.
list on her desk.
Right. So
now there's not a list? Like, what the fuck?
But who put that out? It was still during Biden's presidency. Back before this, like they originally started bringing all this Epstein stuff up.
Sure.
And
the DOJ was the Trump's DOJ in February that said she had the client list
James
on her
Comey's
disk.
daughter, that's who. So, cut to the end of it.
Yeah.
Was this all brought up as a way to politically smear a candidate? Is my thought. Like, because we all started hearing a lot more about this during the election cycle. So, was this a way for Democrats to smear Trump's name and go, hey, we know that there's a list and you know who's on it? Like, everybody thought right away, hey, Trump's on that list. I thought Trump's on that list. And then they come out and they go, yeah, Trump's not on the list. And I go, bullshit. He's got to be on that list because he was friends with him.
Yeah,
there's pictures of them
they're
together.
like best friends.
But at the same time, what could they be hiding from everybody? It seems like a lot. So would you think that they were putting that out as a smear campaign or putting it out because they had real shit? Because now it all disappears.
I don't think it was a smear campaign because it was during the election cycle. Trump was also running on day one. He's going to release the MLK files, the JFK files, and the Epstein files.
Yes.
And he released some of that stuff, but he didn't do anything with the Epstein. And like Officer Cheese here, this is what I think, because they are all on the list. There's high profile people, left, right, center, bigwig business people. Yeah, way up here.
Did you just do a Cory Booker?
No,
or was that Elon Musk or a Cory Booker?
That was up here.
Is that a salute?
But it's the trashiest of the trashy people, but they're all so rich and powerful. And the fact that it was leaked out that apparently Epstein was a CIA informant. So now you're wondering, with Kash Patel, he was an FBI and CIA informant. With him running the FBI, he had said the FBI before Trump won, he said the FBI has these files and they know who's on the list. When I get in there, we're gonna know. Yeah. He got in there. They said they had the information, but now nobody has anything.
Cheese says, you know who's the first person to shed light on Epstein Island? Brent's buddy Alex Jones. Cheese, did you see the video of Alex Jones crying?
Yeah.
He's videoing himself.
The frog people are still out there.
Bawling because he says that it's all fake, like we were all cheated and lied to and stuff. We very well could have been. I don't know. I
just think we're never going to know this because it's like the whole conspiracy of the Illuminati. These are the high profile people, or it's such like a government agency like the CIA or FBI that had him as an informant. And part of the deal was you cannot release any of the information that you like find out or whatever it may be. We're never going to hear the truth behind this shit. And it's so terrible because of what happened to those young ladies at this Epstein Island. It was just like hearing the accounts from the girls that were, testifying and whatever it was. It was terrible. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So,
but a lot of them probably put themselves there as well. Let's be honest.
I don't know about that.
You got be groomed. Around rich.
You're a kid. You're groomed. I think it's way different. Like you get manipulated. You see, I was just actually talking to my brother about this earlier. Like we were talking about scammers calling us and like, or you get that toll booth text that you owe money in Michigan for not paying your toll. There's a special place in hell for those type of people because they're trying to prey on elderly people. Mm-hmm. They're hoping to get that one elderly person that will give them their social security number, their credit card information.
There's billboards now, like the digital ones on the side of the road that say toll booth
is a hoax or
things are scams.
Yeah, so it's like I put those people that prey on elderly in the same category
toll booth texts
as pedophiles.
Right.
They're preying on kids that don't know any better.
They're other side, to fuck that money out of those old.
The other side, they're taking away their life savings. Yeah. They're going to end up broke and just a terrible situation because they trusted somebody.
Right. And speaking of like being there on the island and stuff, and you got people fawning over you and trying to take advantage of you. Let's talk about this. Would you rather try out a wild new adventure sport or a freaky new bedroom idea on Epstein Island? Oh, not on FC9.
Yeah, delete that
Yeah.
because I'm obviously going with the
So
first
would
one.
you rather try out a wild new adventure sport? Like, what would you consider that? Like skydiving or something?
Yeah, I mean, you could do whatever
I don't know
you would
what's wilder
consider
than
like
skydiving. What's the suit?
the air thing in the water that like
No.
lifts you up out of the water. Like that's an adventure sport, right?
No, the wingsuit. That's what I'm
Oh
thinking.
yeah, where you're like almost cliff diving, but you're
Yeah,
like flying
that
down.
is the craziest of
Splat!
crazy to me.
Nope, not gonna do that.
Yeah, Jay Bear just texted me. She said she couldn't stick around because the kids.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's the wildest thing I could think of. So that or a freaky new bedroom idea.
And freaking new bedroom idea, I'm also thinking like that's also like a fantasy, right? Like that could be you're playing into like role playing.
It'd be
or
like
something
choking
like
cheese while you're banging them.
that. Right.
Yeah.
While you're waiting, for the bathroom at the truck stop,
Right.
whatever it may be.
Can we get
some freaky new bedroom
Yeah.
ideas?
So like, hey, let's pretend we're at the truck stop tonight and you're like fumbling through your quarters in your pocket trying to find enough money to put into like a vending machine. And I
Right.
come up from behind you and I say, candy cane.
So cheese.
Something
this
like
was
that.
supposed to be new.
Oh yeah.
So cheese. I don't know. You correct me if I'm wrong. This could be new for you. So your lovely wife, maybe she puts on a strap on and she bends you
Yeah.
over, and then you say, I'm gonna call you Troy for the night.
There you go.
Like that. That would be another one.
Yeah, it'd be like putting on the beard of like Troy.
Oh, here's one from OG Jen. I like the
Skydiving while
twist.
doing the new freaky bed. Ooh.
I like that. It's a spicy little twist on it. I didn't think about that.
It puts something
so
new on like the Mile High Club.
It does. It does
Yeah,
for
to be
sure. It's supposed to
skydiving,
be new.
be skydiving and slip in, that'd be pretty awesome.
I'm gonna have
And
to.
I would accept dying that way. Like, hey, if we die, it's worth it.
Sure. If you would have maybe asked me 20 years ago, my answer probably still would have been the same, but I would have been more into the adventure sport.
Yep.
I'm getting older, man. Give me the freaky bedroom idea or the fantasy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm going with that
So-
one for sure.
I still do all of the it's not really adventurous. Like I wakeboard, I snowboard, I ski, I do all that crap. So like to me, I'm fine doing all that stuff. I think just being inside is cool enough, So I would just take the freaky bedroom idea just because
Cheese. This is Cheese is asking.
Wait, no.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. I would actually take the wild new adventure sport.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm fine with just the basics of just being inside. Like that's cool enough by me.
It's good enough.
Like
for you.
like what else is gonna be like freaky and cool? Nobody
Really?
cares. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I would almost rather like
Cheese, we gotta spice this guy's life up.
because I like doing all these different sports. So I would almost like to try a different kind of adventure sport.
I can sort
And
of.
by sports, I don't mean water sports like peeing on somebody, Cheese. I'm sorry. I'm not into it. Quit texting me about it. My phone's blowing up. He's like, don't you want to piss on me? No, Cheese, I don't.
I can see your. Not really point. I can see your answer. I don't respect it, but
Right.
I can understand it. So well, he's married, so
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the State Farm.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
These are
well,
khakis.
she's a man, so
Yeah.
yeah.
But yes, and Cheese, for your other comment here, am I getting a yes no matter what the bedroom idea is? Yes. This would be that the wild new adventure sport. It would be whatever you could think of. That's what you get to do, and I would even throw it in there, no cost to you, like free. You get to go out. You get the top shelf
Cheese
equipment.
loves free. That guy is cheap as
You
fuck.
get the top shelf
Yeah.
equipment. You get to go out and have a day doing this new adventure sport and figuring out if you really like it or not. Or the freaking new bedroom idea.
Yep.
There is no safe word. There is no being used. It's just all fun. So yeah, definitely the freaking new bedroom idea for me, for sure.
Okay, I get it. I see why you would say that.
I'm
So
old, man.
yeah,
These knees don't take a lot of
yeah.
beating on the slopes or anything like that anymore.
So
So me, my wife, and the entire Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Yeah, they can cheer you on as you and your wife are in the middle of something.
yeah. Hey, since we've only got a few other people in here,
Yeah.
I want to ask on a side note because like my birthday is coming up in 2 days. So
Yeah.
I got to go to the Secretary of State and do all this crap. I need to get the enhanced license or the real ID
Okay.
they call it, just so I can travel.
Yep.
So traveling, It used to be, and I would go out of town a lot, be pre-dog. So let's say a
Sure.
BD, before dog.
Drop
So-
of a hat, like, hey, you messaged me, I'm
Yep.
going skiing, like and you flew and you were gone. And it
Yeah,
was-
and I would do it multiple times a year. I would
Sure.
go out to Colorado because I
Yep.
got a buddy that lives
Yep.
out there. So the thing that always annoyed me when I was doing that was the taking off of the shoes at TSA. Like
annoyed you?
Yeah.
Did it? Okay.
it did because like why? Like you think I got a shoe bomb or shoe bomb's still a thing?
Shoe bomber. He tried to come through years ago.
I just saw a funny meme. It said like Mohammed's shoe bomb now reopened or something like that. It was,
Emporium.
yeah, it was on the Babylon Bee on Facebook. I love
Gotcha.
that site, man. They got like some funny little headlines. It's like a Onion or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so they get rid of it now. Now you don't need to take off your shoes at TSA.
Yep.
There's certain situations where you do, and what are those?
Yeah. So when we talked about this, I was doing a little bit of research. So it's not like formally announced that it's blanket across the nation. No, you don't have to take your shoes off anymore. It is certain airports that have the a little bit more of advanced X-ray technology. It's also and I feel like this is. They talked about it, and it sounded like a lot like profiling because it was like under certain instances, certain people won't have to do it.
They got that chart like you see,
Yeah,
like
yes.
the Family Guy thing, and it just shows like shades of skin, and they're like, doesn't have to do it, doesn't have to do it, might have to do it,
Shoes
might
on,
have to do
shoes
it.
on, shoes on,
Yeah.
shoes off. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then it was also like 15 or under and 75 and over.
Right.
Didn't have to do it. And then specific airports were already advanced with this as well. So I don't know. I don't.
Now you know that
I
people
don't-
that are terrorists are like, yo, put it on the 15 and under kid that's flying
Right.
with us because they're not going to make.
They're not
them
going to
remove
check
the
him
shoes
unless he looks a certain way.
Yeah. Right.
But I never looked at it as like a super big inconvenience. I was already like, putting my bag in there, taking off my sweatshirt or whatever I had on for the flight. It was like a minor inconvenience to make sure that everybody was safer.
Yeah.
And I was fine with that. It was the same when they talked about like after the movie shooting, the theater shooting, and again I think it was in Colorado, right?
Yeah. Aurora.
Aurora, yeah. When they were
Batman.
talking about having metal detectors
Yeah.
going into movie theaters, and people were all up in arms. And I'm sorry, like I will walk through a metal detector and have a minor inconvenience for knowing that everybody's going to be safe in this building, and
Right.
I will go through a minor inconvenience knowing that everybody that gets on my flight is going to be safe.
I think I've only ever heard of one instance where a guy tried to light his shoes with a bomb.
It was the Detroit thing.
Was it Detroit?
It was Detroit. Yeah, it was at
and
Metro.
And
yeah.
it was like 20 some years ago, right?
It was
a long time
It was
ago.
like it was somewhere
and
between
it failed miserably.
It was like
it did
between
nothing.
01 and 05, and it was like
Yeah.
the dumbest time to do it because the heightened of security. Like if you're gonna do it, wait 20 years
Yeah.
and have a mastermind game plan.
There's
for it.
been more planes crashing for no reason whatsoever, and more planes
Right.
having issues where they have to re-land more than like a shoe bomb. I feel. Have they even caught any T words since they beefed up TSA in 2001? What would be that
No,
T word? Taliban?
terrorists.
Oh,
terrorists. I would
okay.
assume, and I don't know it, but also I wonder if, again, you beef up the security and it deters them from wanting to go through that avenue again. It's kind of like we did that already. We hit them with that. Now they're doing like the bus bombs or the subway bombs, whatever it is. So now if we start laxing security again, do they find that as an opening to where they're like, okay, now we can go in and they put, maybe it's not a bomb in their shoe, but now maybe it's those box cutters again, and they take over a plane like they did with 9/11.
Right.
There's a lot of different scenarios there. And Irish says, I'm willing to accept inconveniences getting on planes to ensure my safety. There's no other place you are as helpless than flying. It didn't deter the shoe guy. No, but the shoe guy got caught, I think, didn't he?
I have no idea. It was so long ago.
Yeah, I thought he got caught.
And it's
with
literally
something.
the only one I ever remember happening. So I'm
Yeah.
like, boy, how big of a
If we could just get a Wesley
instance is
Snipes
this?
on every flight, like passenger 57, always bet on black.
No, you need to get Samuel L. Jackson. I'm sick and tired of these motherfucking snakes on the motherfucking
Yeah,
plane.
but the snake still killed a ton of people.
Yeah.
Wesley
but
Snipes was
Who would
legit.
you rather be with? Wesley Snipes evading his taxes on your flight? That's what he's on the flight for. He's going to another country that can't
I'm just-
extradite him.
Yeah,
Versus
but
Samuel L.
if you go back
Jackson.
and watch the movie, I think it was in the 90s. Passenger 57.
That's when I saw it, and I
Got
never
caught.
watched
Yeah,
it
he
again.
got caught lighting his shoe on the plane. Yeah, so he
Yeah.
got through the security, and maybe they didn't do shoes at that point. And I think maybe I want to say when I was reading the article, it did say after that is when they started making people take their shoes off. After 2001, they weren't doing the shoe thing. They were just doing more scans of people and pat downs, and more checkpoints. But the shoe getting caught with trying to light his shoe on, that's what made people start having to take their shoes
Yeah, and
off.
it wasn't just like lighting your shoe that is the material of the shoe. Like you're not trying to light like cotton and shit. You
Take
know?
this, Converse.
Yeah, like he was trying to light.
He had he had some sort of
inside
explosive
there.
device in his
Nicolas Cage, yes, absolutely. He's my hummingbird.
And Irish, no one hears of the possible situation. Security stops. I can agree with that too.
Right.
That shit's all hush hush.
Yeah. Maybe Irish has heard of this, and what this is an instance where he might know of whether he would rather spend a romantic evening indoors or have an exotic adventure outdoors.
Okay.
So, Irish, let's go to you first. Would you rather have an exotic adventure outdoors down there in Florida, the lovely temperature whisking over your nude body?
Maybe you go to Mar-a-Lago. Maybe you go there.
Or a romantic evening indoors. Like, what do we want to do here?
Yeah. I like this one. I just whispered.
Did you? You
I
did.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I found some of this shit over there. I saw like this ghostly figure walk across your camera. Irish says indoors.
Indoors. He wants the romance inside. Okay.
Now, by exotic adventure,
Outdoors,
what do
baby.
you mean?
That again, I think it
Does it
pertains
mean
to
having the sex outside?
having some fun.
Some
it doesn't have to
relation?
be sex. Maybe you're doing everything but sex. But everything but sex.
Everything's butt sex with Officer Cheese.
Yeah. Watching dolphins while clapping cheeks. I like it.
There we go. Yeah, because like exotic to me when I was reading this one over, I thought it meant like almost like zoo type shit. Like
Okay.
like
or,
you're seeing,
or like four-wheeling through the jungle.
yeah,
Like that's like an exotic
like on
adventure.
a safari.
I looked at this and I went the complete different way. I
Yeah.
was like fucking outdoors again.
I thought safari. I was
Same.
like, why would Brent send me two of fucking
Well,
outside?
because okay, I will fuck on a safari. We can like
Okay.
look at those giraffes.
Oh.
Indoors, it's too hot outside.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where is she located again? She moved out of Michigan. It was one of the
OG
was it,
Jen?
was
Yeah.
it the Carolinas or the it was another one where there's two of them. Not Carolinas.
I don't know. Maybe she'll put it
Virginias?
out there.
Was it the
could
Virginias?
be a Virginia.
Yeah.
Could be
And over there-
Arkansas or Kansas.
Over there it probably Virginia. So yeah, probably is quite hot. Like that's a little bit south of us, kind of like
Oh, for sure. yeah,
Georgia
definitely
area,
so.
and then moving its way up, and they just got hit
Yeah.
by a bunch of shit.
I've
too.
been to Virginia one time.
Yeah.
It was a long, so I went for a sales trip.
Okay.
I was an East Coast salesman for a company, and I drove from Michigan, went through a bunch of different states. I was in Norfolk, Virginia, and I drove straight through from Norfolk, Virginia, which is like right on the coast, and drove straight through back to Grand Blanc here. So
Okay.
it was
That's quite a hike.
yeah. It was supposed to be 14 hours. I made it in 11. Almost fell asleep.
Yeah.
I got to like just outside of Cleveland, and I was able to turn the Tigers game on, and I was
Yep.
able to roll my windows
God,
down.
that would put
and,
me to sleep.
oh,
when the Tigers
no,
came
I
on.
kept me rattling.
Charty
around.
B, the lovely Charty B says indoors, too many biting, stinging bugs outside. You ever had any stinging bugs around your house, Brent? That
We have had stinging bugs, oddly enough.
Yeah, you
I
got
wish
any
we could
video of that?
I wish we could show the video here for the
we
chat.
could throw it up on the Facebook page. Yeah,
Just spray 100% D everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was an incident with some what were they called, like horn face wasps or something
no,
like that?
it was white-faced hornets because they had that.
Yeah, they did, but they
yeah.
were like, I thought they were called something different. But
I think they
either
were
way,
white-faced.
they were
wasp or-
nasty
yeah.
ass motherfuckers. And
You have a video somewhere.
I do somewhere. It's out there on the dark web.
Yeah, if not, Charty B's friend has it.
I think Charty B has it too.
Yeah, so we need to put that up on the internet just to show people.
That was a good time for sure.
So yeah, I would say exotic adventure outdoors.
Okay.
Versus like a romantic evening.
Everywhere out. I like it, Charty B. Yeah. So you don't want to spray D everywhere.
Yeah. Or even hornet spray. Fuck
Everywhere.
D.
Yeah. As long as you have a hose.
Like, do I have
by
a
you.
hose? Do I spray him with the hose or do I spray him
Does
with the
he
poison?
go up there and just stand and look at a bunch of wasps while they're give me a spatula? Yes, thank you, Charlie.
And that was the
Give
second
me a
time I got
spatula.
cancer. Yeah. Thank you for spraying me with that.
Yeah, thanks for giving you a better tool than a spatula, which you originally wanted.
Yeah. Snow shovel would have been acceptable. Anything like that. Has anybody ever been to a random location and ran into somebody that you knew? Is that like kind of you going maybe up to northern Michigan and running into like the Officer Cheese or something?
No, because I think with that one, Cheese and I kind of planned that one. We didn't see each other with
Clothes
just
on?
randomly. Yeah, yeah. So when we were bringing this up, I don't know why this came up in my head. We were talking to somebody, and they had a very weird instance where they ran into somebody, and it was just not awkward, but just unforeseen that you would think you would see this type of person. It's all fun and games until it gets in your mouth.
Absolutely.
Like so here's my small world story. So, because I always think like we were at the pool actually talking to somebody about this, and it was like 6 degrees of separation, right? Like people who know people, whatever.
Yeah.
Went to high school with a guy who I actually went to elementary all the way through high school. Really, close friend of mine at that time. Haven't been in touch with him a lot lately, but he had moved down to Sarasota, Florida. So me and a couple other people, my brother's 30th birthday, we fly down to Orlando. We kidnap him, and we, his girlfriend luckily helped us set this whole thing up. We jacked him, and we went straight down to Miami. Drove however long it is from like.
You say you jacked him?
Jacked him.
Like jacked him off?
Right. It's kind of weird if it's my brother.
Yeah.
But like Central Florida.
You didn't say it was your brother. You said a friend.
No,
All
my
right.
brother. No, I said
okay.
it was my brother's 30th birthday.
Okay.
Central Florida. Drove down to Miami. We're there for St. Patrick's Day.
She said.
And it's it's crazy. It's Miami, St. Patrick's Day. They have semis that are pulling out in front of these blocks of streets that are just that nobody can drive down there because it's just a block party. All the bars you're walking in and out of, each bar has like a $20 to $50 cover. It's fucking Miami. It's stupid. It's expensive. I'm walking through this fucking Irish pub, and I'm following my brother and a couple of his friends, and all of a sudden I kind of get shouldered, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn, and this other guy turns, and like we're getting ready to like square up. Everybody's drinking at St. Patrick. You're in an Irish pub. And it's my buddy from school who I hadn't seen in years.
From Flushing?
From Flushing in Miami, who had moved to Sarasota. He had just came over to Miami with some friends for the weekend.
Was it JD?
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Yeah, it's JD.
That's funny.
Yeah. So
I just said that because that's the only guy I know from Flushing that moved down there.
We were like, holy fuck. And like, I was there with my brother for the weekend, but we kind of went our separate way that night, just he and I, and we're like, this is so fucking random. This is so cool.
Yeah.
Like we're just gonna spend the night like hanging out together, going around to different bars. I met back up with my brother and his friends later on back at the hotel, but we were just bouncing around to different bars. Like we went out, walked on the beach, just chatted, had a fucking awesome time, and it was just like. Of all the places in the world that you're going to randomly, it wasn't like I was in Sarasota in his backyard.
Right.
Went to Miami, which is also like an 8-hour trip for him down to Miami, and just ran into him. And it was really cool. It was just like one of those moments that just takes you back and like, wow, even though the world is enormous, there's
world.
different times where it feels very small.
I know what you're talking about. I went up to go snowboarding this year up in Canada, Sault Ste. Marie. And I had a couple of buddies with me, one former buddy, one regular buddy. And we stopped off.
Former buddy? Who's the former buddy?
Well,
is it a
it's
DB?
not important.
Is it a DB? Not douchebag, but is it a DB?
Put that down. It's not important. So I stopped off to let them take a piss real quick, and they come in and they're like, you won't believe who we just saw at the rest stop. Officer Cheese was in there tapping his foot under the stall, and I go, no fucking way.
If you're here February 18th, call this number for a good time.
Yeah, the dude was there just waiting. Yeah, he was there like rigid and ready.
He was in there doing the jaw exercises. Ow, now, brown cow. Just getting his jaw ready.
By the way, I just want to say that this, what did you say?
It's brown sugar bourbon.
Yeah, but did you say this is due to cheese?
It is due to cheese.
This
yeah.
is fucking fantastic. Did you
it's
taste
really
that yet?
sweet. I've had it. I mean, obviously, it's halfway gone.
I thought Charlie B did that just to put up with you.
Yeah, she does. She has to drink a lot just to put up with me. I mean, people see it on the cast. I'm intolerable a lot of the time.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Like, I like sweet shit. I like salty shit too, but that is like I tasted it and I wanted to talk 10 minutes ago about it, but I shut up.
feel like this.
That's what she said.
You give me this with a bag of pretzels.
Oh yeah.
Oh, give me that salty. Like after I take a sip of this, because I'm a big sweet and savory guy, like mixed together.
That's
like
what
when
I
have,
heard about you.
When I have desserts and stuff like that, I like the sweet and the savory. I just don't like one or the other. I want to go both realms. I want a taste bud overflow, and I feel like this brown sugar bourbon with some nice salted pretzels.
It was very, very good.
See, all jokes aside, I'm a great friend. Cheese, you are a great friend, dude. I love you, and I miss you. I wish you were still around here so we could see you more often, have you on the cast on a regular basis. It is sad that I love that you guys are doing so well where you're at. Hate it also.
Is the alcohol making you a little bit
It is emotional. I might tear up here, buddy.
Yeah, are you crying over there?
Yeah,
There's some
I'm just
liberal
trying
tears
to-
coming down?
Wow.
Oh,
Maybe I'll eat some Donald Trump ice cream and just sit here in my fatness and eat some ice cream. Did you see that? You always talk about Biden eating ice cream.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
It's probably AI. Let's say real quick that Oasis back together.
Yes,
Does
they
anybody
are.
care about that? Does anybody have an Oasis favorite song? Also, Ozzy did his final Black Sabbath
show.
going away show.
Yeah.
He moved away from America. He gave up America.
I'm surprised.
He's got the Parkinson's too.
I'm
He was
surprised
sitting the
he
whole time.
is going as long as he has, because
Yeah.
when he had that show
Yeah.
on MTV, I think it was, or VH1, whichever it was, I thought he was like done at that point because he was stuttering and mumbling, and
He was Bidening
He
all
was
over the
trumping
place.
the shit out of that thing. Yeah, he was looking really out of shape, and his
Yeah.
doctor is probably saying he's super fit, but
Then
he's
he had the
lying.
4-wheeler accident.
Yeah.
And you thought he was going to die. The guy is like Keith Richards. Like, he has
Can't put him
abused his
down.
body in every way
Imagine
possible.
the drugs and the fucking hard life
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy lived, and he's still fucking just rocking and rolling.
Yeah. So that, and then Pearl Jam's drummer also left. You probably didn't care much about Pearl Jam. It was the original drummer from Soundgarden. So he
Right.
drummed with Soundgarden for
I
a
didn't
very
mind
long time.
Soundgarden. I hated grunge.
Yep.
I still do. I hate grunge.
Yeah.
And I'm
Nirvana's your
Nirvana,
least favorite
fucking hate
band,
them.
yep.
Like they were the kids, and my brother and I joke about this all the time. They were the kids that just got picked last in gym class, and they just decided to fucking form a band.
Right.
Let's put some flannel on. Let's talk about how miserable we are and depressed because
It'd
we
be like
couldn't-
the goth
we couldn't
kids
put,
of
yes,
today.
it is.
Yeah.
It is that. Yes, very much so. So, and I get it. They have a place. But I also was a big 80s rocker. Like I loved, Guns N' Roses and Motley Crue and bands like Def
Axl
Leppard.
Rose was there at Ozzy's thing, and
Yeah.
they met for the first time.
And-
First time and the last
But
time.
that's why I also like hated the grunge era, because it kind of took over and killed the era that I liked rocking out to as an 8-year-old.
Yeah, and that's the difference. Like, I hated that time, and I loved grunge, but like, people are like, oh, like for instance, Beastie Boys or something.
Yep.
I go, oh, I hate them. And a buddy of mine, he's like, I hate Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff.
Okay.
I don't really care for Red Hot Chili Peppers either, but I can see that they
Are
had
they
a lot of
considered
hits.
grunge?
No, I'm just
Okay,
saying
I
in
was gonna say
general,
because
just
I
music.
like Chili Peppers, and I didn't consider them grunge.
No, but they're like right at that switch from being like cock rock to being, like a alternative type of music.
For sure.
Alternative to what? Who knows? But yeah. So those three little music things popped up this week, and I go, somebody cares about that. Not necessarily myself. Like Foo Fighters got rid of their drummer a few weeks ago, and I'm almost wondering if maybe Matt Cameron from Pearl Jam, because Pearl Jam and Nirvana were big together, and then Foo Fighters was part of that as well.
Officer Cheese, would you rather run backwards through a cornfield naked or hear anything about Pearl Jam? Taking the cornfield, buddy.
There's a few songs I like by
Pearl Jam has like some very
like Elderly
depressing-
Woman. Have you heard the one with the really long name? It's Elderly Woman Behind a Counter in a Small Town is the name of the song. Or like
Cats in the Cradle. Is that
Yellow
theirs?
Ledbetter. Like, there's a lot of really good songs that they had. I haven't liked a song of theirs in 20 years.
Cornfield all day long.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to be in a certain mindset to listen to Pearl Jam. And by mindset, I mean like the gun is in my hand and I'm ready to end it.
Right.
Then I'm listening to Pearl Jam, Nirvana, like, ooh, too soon for Nirvana. Right? Gun in my hand.
I don't know. Maybe.
Somebody asked Kurt Cobain where the Head and Shoulders was for the shampoo.
On the wall. But yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up there.
So here's an idea, and we'll talk about this, and maybe we'll post about it this weekend, but maybe Saturday we record, but we also go live.
Okay.
And we do live and record it, and then we just post the recording on Wednesday. See if we get any viewers on a weekend that want to tune in and chill with us.
Black, that's a great song. Yeah, early Pearl Jam, first album there. Yeah.
So we'll keep you guys posted on the Facebook page. So make sure you're following that so you can keep updated. This next week is just going to be the weird one. We have a vacation coming up. So
I've been trying to ask one of our friends, you might know him, Curtis Hissong. I was asking him.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, if he wanted to maybe come down. Because he lives in like the North Pole. Okay. So I was like, hey, would you like to come down?
Get a sleigh ride?
Yeah. Oh, he loves sleighing the rides there. So I was like, would you want to come down and sit in for a thing? And I haven't heard back because when I text him, he goes, I was actually going to ask about it. And then I just realized I don't give a fuck. And I just went about my day. So I was...
He sounds...
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's not. He's kind of top heavy.
I'm a little like I'd be a little miffed if he came down when I wasn't here because I would love for him.
You got more likes.
I would I would love for him to be down while I'm here and have him as a guest.
Oh, he'd be down while you're here. Already.
I would love
he'd
to
be down behind that.
Hey, I would do a weekend show just for him to be down here to chat with us and be here in studio with us.
Cancel your plans. He might come down.
It would be a weekend. Yeah. This weekend I'm open, so he can come down this weekend and he can be here with us.
Yeah, but it looks like just Jen,
OG
Jen, and formerly Cheese hung out with us.
Yeah, Irish was here for a while. Charlie was here for a while.
Yeah,
we had some good chat in the beginning. I don't know what lost it. Maybe I don't know if it was the sound. Our sound's still shit or what.
Probably, but you know what? I bet you it's not going to be on my hard drive. It's going to be on that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to shoot the Jism like and subscribe on your face because these two are already liked and subscribed.
They're here
so we just want to thank you guys
for
everybody sticking
around.
With us.
Much love.
Yes.
Have a good night again, everybody.
Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend. Wish me a happy birthday, motherfuckers. Like, let's go.
Send
gifts. Just
what's
send
your Venmo?
What's
your Venmo?
I don't know.
Let's start a GoFundMe for.
She says politics will do that.
Let's start a GoFundMe for an exotic adventure for Troy.
Exactly. All right. Well,
Take care,
thank you guys.
everybody.
See
you guys soon.
Podcasturbate, let's get it right. Your weekly dose of deep dick talk every night. Tune in every week, don't miss out, no doubt. With humor and truth, we'll always shout it out. Podcasturbate, bring the debate. Two friends, one mic, never hesitate. Different views, we laugh and we fight. Controversial topics, as we ignite the night. Hot takes, cold drinks, humor in the mix. We tackle the absurd, it's our little fix. Insensitivity wrapped in the jingle so bright. Tune in each week, it feels right. Hey, Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. From politics to memes, we don't hold back. Spitting fire on the mic, keep it fully stacked. Hotter than debates at the family roast. We laugh, we clash while we raise our toes. Banter back and forth, it's a wild ride. Join the conversation, come take a side. So hit subscribe, don't miss the fun. In this crazy world, we're never outdone. Hey, Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. With mics on blast, we lay it down right. Two friends collide in the podcast light. And dropping knowledge, spitting fire. Podcasturbate, We never tire. It's your weekly dose. So come unwind. Deep dick talk, where we don't mind. Different views, yeah, that's our way. Join the chaos, hip hop parade. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, bring in the heat. Your weekly dose, come take a seat. Two friends on the mic, we're here to debate. With jokes and insights, don't hesitate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate. Podcasturbate, let's get it straight. Every week, we captivate.